All right, let's go. Ayo, we're three hot guys sharing our opinions because we're special and different. Gold medals, we're winning. Can't help it if we're burdened by our intellect. You can play checkers while we pretend we know the rules to chess. The council has spoken, and we are the chosen. Your nose is broken because I broke it.
And welcome back to another episode of Will of the Council. I'm your host, Joseph, and I've got Jordan in the booth.
I just, we're going to start with this. I can't believe it. I can't believe he did it. I can't believe he did it.
We've got Danny currently vying for the VP slot. What do you think, buddy?
You think you fell out of a coconut tree, Joseph?
I did. I'm so coconut pilled.
Joseph and Jordan, you exist in the context of which you live.
Okay, so obviously we have to talk about the huge thing that happened this weekend. I'm talking about the announcement of the Skibidi Toilet movie.
Thank you.
The Skibidi Toilet movie.
I legitimately
being
wanted
directed
to talk
by Michael
about this,
Bay.
and Joseph said no.
No, we have to talk about the fact that President Joe Brandon has stepped down.
I'm sipping Jan jacket. Anyway,
it's actually Jover. It's actually Jover.
Oh my
It's
God.
unbelievable. We got the news while at the World Championship qualifier, and I ran over to Jordan. I was like, I can't believe I get to tell you this.
Dude,
He's out,
I'm
baby.
so happy it was you. Because if it wasn't you, you were going to be sad that it wasn't you. I'm so
That's true.
happy that
That's
it was
true.
you.
I was
Oh my
beaming
God.
from ear to ear, like smiling.
Oh my God. And it's unprecedented. It's people have been talking about, like, there is an analog in that LBJ elected not to seek re-election, right? But calling that, similar is like, yeah, it's similar in that, like, steak and tofu are both proteins, but like they're pretty notably different. And this is very strange. He's going to finish out the term and then he is not going to seek re-election. And then I like that he did this. He waited like an hour and then he was like, and I'm going to hand it off to Kamala. So for an hour, everyone was like, are we going to have to do the fucking primary again?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going to go on here? Oh, man, I can't believe it. I love that it happened like 3 days after he said, like, I will never leave unless Jesus Christ returns to earth and smites me. And then he was like, okay, goodbye. It's so funny. I think it was revealed behind the scenes that, like, Obama and Pelosi kind of teamed up to get him out. And all I got to say is, man, they really just get to do what they want.
Yeah, they really can do whatever they want. I liked the post that was vague posting about who it was. That was just like, apparently a team of quote unquote super friends.
Super friends
are going to encourage Biden
Now,
to
who
step
could
down.
that be?
And Biden stepping, putting his feet and head into the sand promptly and saying, only the Lord Almighty, in quotes, could convince me to quit. Well, here's God.
Yeah, this is proof that God is real, right?
Well, because
Yeah, it is. It is proof positive that the Christian God is real. We are going to actually be ending Will of the Council and dedicating our lives to Christ.
Yes.
our Father. The best part is that he was like, well, if I get a medical condition, maybe. And then God
And then he got
Almighty
COVID.
comes down and gives him COVID.
Have you liked the
So crazy.
So I obviously we have to say, like, this whole thing is so completely crazy and out of character that it's got a lot of the conspiracy people really scratching their head. And one of the ones I really like is people who have been going, actually he died. Like when he got COVID, he went on hospice and he died, and that's why they were able to replace him. And no one's seen him since. They've only heard him. So who knows, maybe he actually just died.
Didn't he had a recent public appearance though, right? Like that's not
he's been
true.
around.
Okay, I was
It's
gonna
just
say.
not true. I'm of the opinion that it's the body double.
Oh, we're doing one of these.
You think
now.
it's the body double?
Yeah, I think it's the body double. I'm down with the body double conspiracy.
Okay, very cool.
Body double theory is, I kind of believe it.
Right?
I kind of believe it. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, man? Fuck it. I'll believe it.
You know what, fuck it. Who cares? Whatever.
You're like, I don't care. Sure, why not? Oh man, no, it's so funny. I love it so much. It's wonderful. I just can't help but think of all the times in the past, like, let's say like 5 years, where it looked like something good or something interesting might happen, and then it just failed to manifest.
Yes.
It ended up not happening. I'm looking at this and I'm going, wow. Sometimes things do happen.
Sometimes things happen.
Yes. Yes. For those at home, there's, I tend to get into my doomer era a little bit. We've all had those moments, but sometimes I get into those moments more than other people. And there's like there's that picture of the Wojak who has a pointer, and he's pointing to the sign that says nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. But
something has finally happened.
Something.
Yeah, they're taking that Wojak away with like the Captain America image where he's like, I get that reference or whatever. But instead nothing ever happens. And they're taking him away.
Yep. Oh my God. I can't believe it, man. Finally. I'm just so happy. I just didn't think I could vote for that fucking idiot. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
No, it's a lot of people I feel like had that sentiment of just like, oh, I'm not voting for Biden. Like it didn't matter who they were going to vote for. They just weren't going to vote for him.
I couldn't do it. And obviously Kamala has a whole host of problems herself, but
yeah, she's got baggage.
She's not.
It's fun to be like, I think Kamala was a little too harsh when she was a prosecutor for California's AG, right? Instead of being like, Biden's brains are leaking out of his ears on stage.
Yeah.
Are we going to do something about that?
Yeah.
Or just going to let it happen? Okay.
Yep. God, I can actually think about voting now. I
know, it's shocking.
It's crazy because it's not just us, so excited. Hearing that she raised $80 million in just small time donations, and 60% of those donations were first time donors. Just people who go to Act Blue and donate.
I think we're going to see as, time progresses, we're going to find that a bunch of people were just sitting this one out because it was too sad.
Yep.
And now that it is less sad, they're like, oh,
listen,
maybe
I can't give my dollars to elder abuse.
Yeah, exactly. They were truly. It just seems like ageism, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God.
I always want there are moments where I feel like I almost feel pity for the old man, but he then backs up and is like, "Fuck you, Jack. I'm staying in this race, and only the Lord's giant big fist could get me out." And then the Lord's fist comes over and he's like, "Oh shit, Jack, there it is."
Oh, you got me? You got me?
So funny.
He's great. I'm gonna miss him. I will say.
Not me.
I think they should. You know what they should do? They should make a position in the cabinet just for him, and the name is he'll be America's Guardian, and some kind of fake one for that, and people will be like, wow, and his role in the cabinet is when there's a tense impasse, he'll say some kind of offhanded off-color remark, maybe two members of the cabinet, one that's for austerity and one that's for deficit spending, are staring at each other, and they're just wordlessly looking into each other's eyes, and you hear from the corner, you hear well, Jack, my mother used to say at the turn of the century, it's like 2 pork chops and a pineapple. And they'll go, you know what, he's so right. Actually, he's correct.
Yeah, wait, hold up.
We need to put aside our differences.
Yep, I agree.
We agree.
Oh shit, man. What a weird time.
What do you think's happening next? I think the writers are running out of ideas. I saw that Trump was considering dropping JD Vance.
Please, that would be the funniest thing.
No. I speak for all of us when I say he's got to stay.
No,
we like him too much now.
He's got to stay, but it's a win-win for my brain. It's a win if he stays because he's the worst and he'll never help the campaign.
He's so bad. He's the worst.
But it's a win for an hour for me to laugh after they switch him out.
I get it. Either we're laughing at his misery or we're laughing at the impending loss.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm down for either. He's a very, you know what he has? He has the physiognomy of a man who is just very easy to bully. This is maybe mean, but he's real locker coded. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's real swirly coded.
Yep.
Swirly.
I need my opponent to have him as the candidate. Gotta have that energy.
I'm looking up.
so
I was
good.
curious to see how well Hillbilly Elegy did. It has a 25% on Rotten Tomato.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah, the
movie did
movie.
shit. But you got to understand that book for like, I want to say like a decade was like really well respected in like Midwestern liberal circles.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, wow, some places really are like that. And it's like, man, shut the fuck up. It's a real like last 10 years type of thing that people have turned on that irritating ass book.
Yeah, thank God.
I love, I don't read very often. I'm not a fucking nerd.
Oh,
not,
what? No, that's not.
I'm
that
kidding.
doesn't
I'm
sound like
kidding.
you. Are you sure?
But there's just like so many books throughout just modern American history that will wind up in like airports and are just shit, and they just make like a massive splash throughout society. Like Freakonomics is a big one. Books
yeah.
like that.
Oh,
that are
yeah.
just like,
What's the matter with Kansas?
Yeah, exactly. I'm basically I'm shouting out another podcast right now. I'm very sorry. If Books Could Kill, that's a great podcast. But like I've learned
It's a favorite
so
of Jillian's.
much. Oh, she likes that show? Oh, it's so good. Such a good show. But don't listen to that. Listen to this. And it's just so funny how sometimes somebody will just write a nonsense nothing book that just has a stranglehold on American culture for like decades.
You don't have to say culture. American libs.
That's fair.
Libs.
Yeah. we don't have to sugarcoat it.
We can be realistic about what the audience is. The people who watch like Skibbity Biden and they're like, oh man, he really is kind of like that.
Before we move on, can we talk about how no one cares about the fact that Trump got shot?
Oh my God.
I can't believe it.
I was like, oh, do you remember? Everyone was like, it's the end of the race.
I was
like,
pretty
he's gonna win
afraid.
it
I was
all.
one of the doomers.
Me too.
I wasn't. I was like, oh man. I mean, okay, here's the thing about the assassination attempt. Why don't people have any sort of logical consistency? Spent years being like, Trump is evil, he's an individual threat to democracy. Then he gets shot and it's like, man, I just hope he gets better soon. Why? I didn't understand it. You had Biden going on TV being like, I wish him well. It's like, aren't you like running because you said he was like worse than Hitler?
Yeah,
come
like,
on now.
Do you believe that he's ontologically evil or not? Like, what are you just? If that's the thing, like, if you're making an attack ad and you're like supremely attacking his character and saying he is like one of the worst things you can say about a political opponent, that they are a threat to democracy, right? Like, then if they're that evil, then I don't know. It's just.
What did you expect?
Yes.
You know, Trump would have also, if the reverse was happening, would be like, I can't believe he got hit. I wouldn't get hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
no, of course. He would say some shit like, he's like, I'm shocked it didn't get him. How did he move out of the way? I've never seen him move so fast. You gotta... Sleepy Joe. He almost took the big sleep.
He woke up that day.
Oh my God. Sleepy, creepy Joe. Maybe he saw a little girl in the front row. He had to move very quickly.
Stop.
Let me ask you. You have a cyanide capsule in the hollow tooth in your head, and you see coming toward you a very angry bullet. What are you doing? Oh my God.
Shit.
It's been such a crazy week.
It speaks a lot because, you know, they're doing the polls for Kamala v. Trump, and, you know, it's looking pretty good, especially since she hasn't said really a word much, right? And that fact that
she's
like,
just starting.
She's
like
just
up by, like,
starting, and she's
5.
already up in a lot of places. But it's so funny because that signifies how people just forgot about the shooting, and they're just like, wait a minute, I hate Donald Trump.
The Mr. Krabs meme.
Yeah, he's
Wait
like
a minute.
doing golf. Let's go golfing.
It's been such a crazy, crazy ass week, which was preceded by another crazy ass week. Things just are moving at light speed these days.
Decades and weeks.
Yep.
Who do you want for VP? For me, it's got to be, I think, Dr. Disrespect.
Yes. Easy pick.
Pritzker. It's got to be Pritzker. I want it to be Pritzker so bad.
I'm with Dashir.
Who can defeat a big fat guy but another big fat guy?
That we need a big
Bashir.
fat guy. A big fat guy from Chicago.
need a big fat guy.
That's what we need.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That.
I think he will call JD Vance a slur that I've never heard of. Like, I'm super excited. I bet the rabbit hole goes deep on slurs that he knows.
I'm with
somebody
Pritzker.
in that cabinet has to be a Malort drinker. We need somebody that drinks Malort in the
Disgusting.
office.
Do you know that that's how they get you into the Skull and Bones? When you become president, to get into all the Illuminati secret societies, they're like, now drink this, and it's just Malort.
Hey, only the strong can survive it.
Wait, this is Malort. And they're like, yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. So when I gotta find a reason to go to Chicago so I can have some. I think it would be
Joseph. You shouldn't have. I didn't realize you never had it because now.
No, I want very much to.
Oh my God, guys! Okay, first it's bottle night, then it's Malort.
Do we have a special bottle night?
Oh no! If the three of us were to split a bottle of Malort, that is alcohol poisoning.
We die.
Yeah, we would die.
Yeah, we would die. Yeah.
That stuff is.
Well, it's like you take shots of it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They make cocktails.
I'm
with
excited.
It too. They make cocktails with it. Malort has a very how do I say this? Intense flavor. But it is good in
that is one way to say
it. It goes very well in like grapefruit kind of cocktails. It's really good.
IPAs have a intense flavor.
They're good. Fuck you guys. God. Oh.
What's the matter, vodka boy? Afraid you might taste something? All right, we should probably do the fucking posts, right?
Reddit.
Yay!
All right, this first one comes from the one, the only, Am I the Asshole? This is just a couple of hours old. This comes from AITA Preschool BF. Now, before you get too concerned, don't worry, everyone in this story is consenting. Okay, no, it says, am I the asshole for letting my 4-year-old divorce her husband?
Oh, man.
Well, you Catholic? I mean, I don't know.
Oh my God. I was like, a post written in from I don't even know.
You know what? It's a title to give credit to this post. It is a title so weird that I cannot create a knee-jerk opinion. What the hell are they talking about? I can't do it without reading this post.
Let's get into it.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Let's do it.
My husband and I have a 4-year-old daughter, Ellie. Ellie has a best friend, Andrew, from her daycare. She asked him to marry her at least once a week, and they ended up getting married at daycare a few weeks ago. Andrew even made her a little wing. Teachers sent pics of their little wedding. It was adorable. We had Andrew over for a play date on Saturday. This was the first time Andrew's been to our house. The second Andrew saw our dog, he completely ignored Ellie for the rest of the play date. He only wanted to play and cuddle with the dog. Ellie was heartbroken. She told Andrew they weren't married anymore. They were both pretty upset, so we ended the play date a little early. Now, for the past few days, whenever Andrew tries to play with Ellie or even talk to her, she says, "You're not my boyfriend anymore," and walks away. This has been upsetting Andrew, so her teachers have asked us to talk to her about being nicer and remind her that they were best friends. I told her she doesn't have to play with Andrew if she doesn't want to, but she has to use kind words, and she should tell him that he hurt her feelings when he came over. My husband thinks I handled it wrong, and we should tell her to play with Andrew again and get over the play date. I think she will get over it eventually, but I don't want to force her to play with anyone, and if she doesn't want to be pretend married anymore, she doesn't have to be. We can't seem to agree on whether we should let him play with him or get over it on her own. Am I the asshole for letting her divorce Andrew and not making her play with him?
Okay. All right.
Whoa.
Three dudes who don't have kids. Let's do it.
Before we say anything, this Redditor should write YouTube titles.
Yeah.
Because holy clickbait. I was baited like crazy. I didn't know what the hell was going to happen for a sec.
My 4-year-old divorce her husband? What are they, a Kentucky senator? No.
Oh my God, Joseph. Jesus.
The podcast has just been a way that Joseph can just force to talk on politics.
Folks, did you know?
Okay. How to parent. Let's see. What would I do if I was a parent in this situation? Gosh, I'm kind of on the mom's side here a little bit, just a first read.
Kids, listen to your mother.
Yeah, kids, listen to your mother for sure. It's like, if the daughter is hurt, right? The daughter is upset, and she doesn't want to play with this other kid. Then I think the mom is right and be like, you don't have to play with this other kid if you don't want to, but you should be nicer and talk, right? And I think teaching your kids how to resolve conflict at an early age is possible. I don't think it's impossible to teach a 4-year-old how you can resolve conflict while still being nice, right? I mean, it sounds much better than forcing her to play with him and get over it. You know what I mean? This is where Joseph's is going to come in and be like, actually, I think you're...
Actually, you should force your child to play with people they don't want to.
Yeah.
This is a great idea.
Yep.
No, I don't know. I think the mom's head is in the right place. It's just like, it sucks because you get the impression the kid will eventually get over it. And in the meantime, she is really hurting this other kid's feelings. But like, fuck that. He hurt her feelings by playing with the dog the whole time. Like, I don't know.
That's true.
I think it's a great opportunity for her to communicate that she felt hurt when he came over and played with the dog. And I think it's a great opportunity for the male kid to think about the consequences of his fucking actions.
I agree.
And if she doesn't want to play with him, I don't think you have to make her play with them. I think they're going to resolve it on their own, or they're not going to. And if they don't, is it the end of the world? Therefore, they're going to get new friends.
Right. Yeah, like that's a really great point. They're children. This is not a resolution that needs to happen because they're like adults and, you know, they'll have to deal with each other in some command. They're kids.
Well, their friends are my friends, and it's like, no, these are literal 4-year-olds.
They're 4-year-olds. This is not like middle school or high school.
And they have a joint bank account, and it's just like, it's
You're
You made the joke before I could.
You're annoying. I think like this is obviously a kid who doesn't have his own dog, right?
Yes,
You think
yeah,
so? Like
absolutely.
he's like, ooh, a doggy, yay, and that's like, you know, totally understandable. Dogs are the best.
You're like, oh, I get it,
screw
kid.
my
I got like
pretend
5
life.
of them.
Well, no, the problem is it's very understandable insofar as like she has a dog, so she doesn't find the dog remarkable. He doesn't, so he's like, oh my God, it's a dog, and is enraptured by it.
Yeah.
And I think it's an opportunity for his parents to teach him a little etiquette and be like, even if your friend has toys or something at their house that you don't and you want to play with, you still have to play with your friend because, you know, that's why you're over there in the first place. And, you know, it's a good opportunity for the girl to set boundaries and be like, if someone's going to disrespect you or not pay attention to you, you're within your rights to be like, okay, then we're not going to hang out.
Yep. I think this is also a good opportunity for the daughter's parents to be like, oh, like it's pretty obvious that you don't have a dog. Like, do we all want to go on a walk together? Want us to teach you how to walk a
that's
dog
cute.
or something like that? That would be cute, right?
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah. See? There's lots of ways to go about this.
There's ways this can go. There's a
Yeah.
lot of ways this can go.
But I am going to find an excuse to hate men and the husband is fucking stupid here. I'm sorry.
What is up with the husband?
What
here?
is up with this guy? This is
Why
okay.
is he taking this? Leave it to a man to find a scenario that is so low stakes that there is almost a 0% chance people get hurt, and just find a way to hurt people.
Yes, exactly.
Just like, how can I fuck this one up? It's like
What
they
is
go
the
to the store
worst
and the
solution?
mom's like, oh, should we get like Rice Krispies or Cocoa Krispies? And he's like,
Well, I want barbecue.
I think you should get nothing, you fat bitch. Like, it's crazy. How do you fumble an interaction this badly?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like,
Even the like generic stereotypical joke I made earlier of like kids listen to your mother and not get involved would be infinitely
That would
better
resolve it, yeah.
than being like, no, we should force them to play with them. What's wrong with you? No, what?
yeah. I just want to be. How awesome would it be to be the kind of dad that's just like, I don't know, the wife will deal with it.
It would be so epic.
It's like, how do you do that? I can't imagine being so
No, me
non-invested.
neither.
Like, it's so funny to me.
It's so funny. Just like,
As, like the League of Legends parent. Daddy, what should I do? I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later.
my dad was like that.
Do you think that if you have kids, your league account should just be instantly deleted? Like, if you, like there
I
should be-
think if you're playing League, that's not a realistic.
You're not
you know,
kids. It's
Oh
actually
my
not.
God.
It's so
No.
funny. I say that. Just like content creators who have kids in League of Legends.
well,
You know,
that's
not to
different.
get too far off a tangent, but I have thought about it a little bit. You know, like when I have kids, am I gonna have to cut back on like competitive gaming? And the answer is like, yeah,
probably.
obviously.
Yeah, you have to
know?
cut back on a lot of stuff. Like,
Otherwise, you turn into this guy. You know, who's like, oh, I don't really know anything, so whatever.
yeah, you shouldn't be mean. Go be nice. I'm forcing you to play with this other kid that you don't want to play with. Dad of the year.
But like what I'm confused about, and this is 100% why I think also she's not an asshole for letting this happen, is that he thinks she handled it wrong. Like oh no, honey, you did this wrong. You did it wrong. And it's like, did she? I think it was fine.
No, I don't think so at all. Like,
No.
I'm trying to like lend credence to this opinion that she's wrong about this at all. And it's like, no,
No, this is completely fine.
No, she's right.
She's
completely
normal.
right, I think.
this is, I don't know. The genre of this situation is how to teach a young kid conflict resolution, right? And there are absolutely nice, or at least amicable ways to resolve conflict. And like I said, I think you can teach a young kid that. So, and this would be a great way to do that. And probably every parent.
I definitely think I agree. It is a great way to do it. I definitely think that at the end she says we just can't seem to agree on whether we should tell her to play with him or to let her get over it. Is like a kind of crazy like scenario, because if you think about what would happen if they do that, right? What would happen if you force her to play with him? Now, honey, you have to play with him. Then boom, you're like making her
That
upset.
never ends well.
Resentment
Never ends
builds.
well.
Like it's obvious that she'd be upset because like, you know, she's already, you can tell from the class and the teachers that she's upset. She's upset about it. And you go play with him. Play with him now, or else you're, I don't know, you're grounded and stuff at 4 years old.
Yeah, you're grounded. I guess, do we want to vote on this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Decision time.
All right, when it comes to the mother who wants her daughter to skip out on her marital bonds, you know, is she the asshole? 3, 2, 1. No.
The council has spoken.
I do want to probe a little on this this whole marriage thing, though. I mean, did you, when you were kids, there was someone who was like, "We should get married"? Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had little kid, crushes or whatever. It's normal.
Yeah. Me all the time. I'll tell you what never happened though is the school never sanctioned it.
This is weird.
What's going on here?
Wait, good point.
Why did the preschool host a wedding for them?
Yeah,
wait,
this
that's so weird.
is kind of
I completely missed that.
Was it actually legally binding? Are they going to have to host a divorce proceeding? Or is a third kid going to play a little lawyer?
One of the other kids is like an actually like Church of Life sanctioned path.
So who's like going to get the dog in the divorce? Obviously the husband wants it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's true. He wants the dog.
I like that she approached him for the marriage of, she asked him once a week until he finally said yes.
Well, that's not too far off from the no. All right, okay. You guys ready for the second one here?
Yes.
All right. This one this one has an original and an update. So we're going to do the original. This is 2 days old from username ThrowRAOMT. So this is from r/am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for opening my M28 girlfriend's F27 gift that she did not want to open?
Okay. I'm in.
Okay.
My girlfriend recently had a birthday. We had a small get-together at our apartment, but my girlfriend feels uncomfortable opening gifts in front of people because of the pressure. All our friends knew that, so she opened them privately that evening. 2 days later, my parents' gift arrived. My parents are on the wealthy side. They bought her a designer handbag she had been openly admiring last time we visited. They purchased it that weekend and had been saving it for her birthday. She responded a thank you before she opened it and would let them know when she did. The box sat on our dresser for about 2 days before my parents sent a text wondering if she had opened it yet. I asked her when she would open the gift, and she shrugged and said soon. I was also very excited to see her open it. I knew it was something she really wanted. A few more days passed. My parents checked in again about whether she had opened the gift. At this point, my girlfriend came to me and asked if I could tell my parents to back off. She was feeling too much pressure around opening the gift, and it was making her not want to open it. I admit I never really understood this, and I told her, I don't get why you won't open it. My parents aren't there. All it would require is a thank you text at the very least to acknowledge it. To me, it was the same as our friends leaving the party before opening her gifts. She got frustrated and said, you just don't understand how uncomfortable it makes me. About a week after the gift arrived, my parents texted me outside of our group chat and asked if she liked the bag. I told them that she had still not opened the gift. They asked me if they had made her uncomfortable, if they had overstepped in any way. They've gotten her gifts before, but they've never gone over like this. I don't understand why she wasn't opening it, and at this point, I thought it was rude not to open and acknowledge the gift. She went out with her friends yesterday evening, and I just opened the box for her. I displayed the bag on the dresser so that the pressure of opening it was removed and we could move on. I thought I was doing her a favor and ending the situation. She got home and saw it. She was pissed. She said she guessed it was the bag she had wanted and felt awkward knowing it was expensive and that she did not feel comfortable opening it yet. I tried to explain that she was being a little bit rude by putting it off, but she said it was rude of me to open it for her. We went to bed shortly after, and she was short with me this morning. The bag is still sitting on the dresser where I left it. Am I the asshole?
Ooh, there's a lot of this one.
Wow.
Yeah, this one's got some meat in it. It's very interesting. Does anyone want to take a crack at it?
I kind of soft started the last one. Danny, why don't you go for it?
Okay. Ooh. Okay. It's hard, right? Because I don't know the context as to why she is so uncomfortable with opening the gift. She explains it at the end that she was like, she guessed it was the bag and that it made her uncomfortable and awkward and that she hasn't, she didn't know how to really respond. But even if that's the case, which like, I guess I can understand, not really. But I'm trying to like, be in her shoes, I guess. But even then, you've waited so long that it is now infinitely worse than if you had just rip the Band-Aid off of the uncomfortable situation of a rather lavish gift, because the parents are now worried that they had rightly worry about if they made her upset or angry, and she just keeps denying it. So I don't know. Like, obviously, I don't love the way this guy approached this. It's not fantastic to be like, whatever, I'm doing it. Very, very, very manly. I don't know. Very, very aggressive approach, I'll say. And it's not fantastic. But I'll cut him a bit of a check because he's getting hounded by his parents. And what is he supposed to say? Stop asking me like about the expensive gift you gave me. Because she tells him to say that, right? Or she tells him in the post that, could you please tell them to kind of like back off? And like, that's such a hard request. It's like, well, my parents gave you a gift. It's a gesture of like, they like you. Like, what's going on? I just feel so confused at every point, and none of it is explained. Even in her like explanation of it being an awkward situation, waiting this long already made it worse. So I can't accept that either. So that's where I'm at. I think this is she's just a bit of an asshole here for making this so long and weird and awkward. That's my long tirade. Again, I'm not like positive about it. I don't love the way this guy approached this. The parents could be a little less aggressive about it for sure, whatever. But like, parents are parents, IMO, and like, they're going to be like, oh, please, I want to know how the gift. And I also, if I gave a gift to someone, I'd like to know how they felt about it. Even if they hated it, like it's like, did they get the gift? I just want to make sure they got it. If they don't like it, it's okay. Like, whatever. So I get that too.
I'm figuring out what I agree with you and what I disagree with you on.
And I'm not like hard stanced. I'm happy
100%.
to listen.
We do that a lot with these. It's an opening statement, right? And then we figure out how we feel.
Here's my opening statement.
Right, exactly.
Do they condemn Hamas?
So, shut up. So there's three parties here. Are you doing the Ace Attorney? Are you doing the Ace Attorney thing? Are you doing Ace Attorney music? Okay. So there's like three parties here, right? There's the guy, the girl, and the parents. And like, I feel like most of the time I try to hone in on the poster, right? Because that's who we're deliberating on. But I feel like we need to figure out who is the asshole. What assholey things are happening out of these three groups, okay?
Yeah.
So first and foremost, it is very clear that the girlfriend here has a general feeling about opening gifts, because it's not just not just the parents that she is like this with about gifts. It's also friends too, right? So this is not just like a one-off situation. It's also just with generally everybody. It's like, it's her personal thing that she struggles with is opening gifts. Okay, fair enough. So she has the inkling that this gift is expensive, and clearly that is making her more uncomfortable, right? Now, the thing that she does in this situation that I don't like is that she doesn't acknowledge the gesture at all, right? Like, the thing that I would have appreciated her to do here is, even if she doesn't open it, she can still be like, I really appreciate the fact that you got me something. Like, I didn't open the gift yet. Sorry. It's just, she can even be open and honest. Like, tell the parents, like, I do want you to know that I really enjoy the fact that you got me this. And I'm very appreciative. I just haven't opened it yet because I just struggle with gifts sometimes. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm just happy that you got me something. I still wanted to acknowledge that I appreciate this for you, right? That would have been a really good way to communicate this and kind of avoid this awkwardness while still not opening the gift. Then on the guy's side, I really do not like how he just went to opening the gift.
I agree.
Right? Like,
100%.
Come on. Like, it's so clear that she is uncomfortable about this. And if she's not explaining it to the parents, you certainly can. And you even have the evidence from how she acts with her friends where you can say she just feels this way about gifts. Don't worry about it. You didn't upset her. This is just something that she struggles with. Easy peasy. Brush your hands, and then it's off on the parents to, with the balls in their court if they want to be understanding and lay off or not, right? I actually do kind of like how the parents were kind of like, hey, did we upset her? Did we do something wrong?
It's a good check-in.
Yeah, like a good check-in, right? A week after the gift award, my parents text me outside of our group chat and asked if she liked the bag. I told them she still hadn't opened it. They asked me if they made her uncomfortable, if they overstepped in any way. Like, that's super normal, right? So I think the burst crossing of the line is when she didn't offer them some sort of acknowledgement that she at least appreciates the gesture, but still didn't open it. I think she would be within every right to do that. And I think the real crossing of the line is, when he was just like, well, fuck it, I'm going to open it if she doesn't want to. Nah, that's something that really doesn't sit right with me.
Joseph?
I got a different position on this. I don't know if you all are going to like it.
Sure, yeah.
I think there's some things in this horrible, fucked up world that you just got to get over. I think that's
fair.
I think this thing where she's like, I feel pressure to open gifts is ridiculous. I think it's I'm sorry.
Come on. Okay, I'll hear you out.
Okay.
I think it is fine that she's like, I don't really want to open gifts in front of people. Like, it's a lot of pressure and I have to act happy no matter what. And some people's gifts are going to be better than other people's. So I don't want to put a hierarchy on them. I'll open them at home afterwards, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
But waiting to open a gift for a week, what's your problem? What's going on? Clearly something is going on.
He's just like me. What's your problem?
Clearly she's got some kind of anxiety about this or some sort of mental block. And when pressed on why she's doing it, she gives the worst explanation ever, and it is hurting her relationship with her family and her relationship with her husband, or I guess boyfriend, who now the whole family feels slighted for a reason that the boyfriend can't explain because it's strange and she herself doesn't have a good explanation for it. So at present, I think this girl is being insanely rude. She's like, this family got her an expensive gift and she can't tell them thank you because she can't open it. And what are they going to assume? But, it's just not that important to her, so she hasn't got around to spending 30 seconds tearing open a box. And if she can't provide an explanation outside of that, that's what they're going to land on. I feel for this guy where he was like, okay, my girlfriend clearly has some sort of mental block that she's not going to get over on her own because it's been a fucking week and she hasn't opened this present. And I don't want my parents to get even more pissed off at her. I want to preserve their relationship. So I will do her a kindness in removing the block by just opening the present and having it for her. I think his intentions were pretty good. I think that he's doing his best in a situation he doesn't really understand through no fault of his own because no one is giving him an explanation. So I don't know. I don't think I can really call him an asshole. Yeah, of course they were pissed. They gave her a really expensive gift. I mean, they're not pissed, but they're like, is something wrong? Did we fuck up?
Okay.
They're not saying I'm pissed. But they are like,
sure.
This is weird. I promise you.
I don't know. It's like,
I like the perspective of this guy has no info. So he's going to try to assume okay, well, she doesn't like X, she doesn't like Y. Maybe it's this. You know what? As a gesture of good, as a gesture, maybe, and obviously maybe he's at his limit of okay, if the problem is that she just can't open it because of some kind of physical anxiety, I'll do it for her. I'll do it. I'll go to the next step. I'll just display it here. That way it's one and done. She can accept and move on. And so that's a perspective I didn't think about.
It's just, if
I think he's trying. Let me ask you this. What would you, as the boyfriend here, what would you have done to resolve this situation?
I would ask a lot more questions.
Well, that's true.
He asked questions and he's not getting answers.
Okay. So what he asks, and I'm just reading the post. I don't know if there were any other questions that I might have missed in the real world. But in his writing in the post, he says, I asked her when she would open the gift, and she just shrugged and said soon. Okay. I was excited for her to open it, something that she really wanted. So he was excited. She might not have been because she feels differently about gifts. So a few more days passed. My parents checked in again to see when she opened the gift. At this point, my girlfriend came to me and asked if I could tell them to back off, as she was feeling too much pressure on opening the gift, asking her not to open it. He admits that he hasn't understood it, told her I didn't get why she wouldn't open it. And that's when she was like, she gets frustrated. You don't understand how uncomfortable it makes me. That's when I would continue to ask and be like, okay, well, can we talk about why it makes you uncomfortable? Can you teach me? I want to learn, so I can avoid this in the future. I want to be able to accommodate this. But that conversation just doesn't happen. And he's like,
I'm sorry,
okay, I get it. It makes you uncomfortable. And then he just opens the gift for her.
You're telling me you've never dealt with your wife being frustrated about something irrational, where if you poke her on it further, it will clearly upset her. This has never happened to you.
Fair. Not, okay, sure, in that moment. But the thing is, it goes, I would agree. I think you're right, where if he goes, can you tell me a little bit more, it might have made her more upset, right? But there's more days between that. I think even without his parents, questioning if they did something wrong, on a different day, he can be like, hey,
but even
I just want to check in.
Even breaching the subject on the one day made her frustrated and upset. So
Sure.
He can either pester her with it daily, press her past the point that she's frustrated, or accept that it's some sort of mental block that he can't understand and she is unwilling to elucidate. And I think there's a lot of things like that where someone will have a hang up that they themselves can't really explain to you. But in this situation, it's putting the guy in a really rough position because now he has to go back to his parents and be like, I don't know why she won't open your incredibly kind gift and say thank you. I couldn't really tell you. And they're like, is something wrong?
The thing, no matter what, that I'm going to be a little frustrated with the girlfriend in this situation for is that she just doesn't at least say thank you. If somebody does something for you,
it's very rude.
It is very rude. That is just rude.
Could you ask your parents to back off? Back off on what, dog? Saying, can we get a thank you? You know?
Yeah. I will 100% agree with that. That her not acknowledging the gesture to the parents, I think that is super rude for sure. I can't get. I don't know, dog. I just can't get behind just opening it for her anyway.
I do think on opening the gift is another version of poking the beast, right? I think it is just a different version of, well, why don't you just open it, right? And she says, well, I don't want to.
I think he has made the assumption, clearly incorrectly, that it's something about the act of opening it is causing her to have this mental block. And if he just removes that, he will be doing her a kindness, and she will be like, oh, thank God I don't have to worry about this sword of Damocles hanging over my head. Now I can just have the item and communicate that I appreciate it. I think he's doing his best, but came to a conclusion that was not correct. Can I call him an asshole for that? I don't really think so. I think he's doing his best.
Oh, it's so tough because you are right. You are right in the sense that it's not about opening the gift. It's about something to do with receiving gifts, right? Can we agree on that?
Yes,
yes.
But no, I don't think we can agree on that because I have no idea what it is because she hasn't told us shit.
That's true.
She doesn't say anything.
We don't know.
From what we read, we don't know.
That's what I said at the beginning. I was like, there's so much context I don't understand.
For instance, what if she thinks because it's his parents' gift, she has to act really excited and surprised in front of him, so he will report that to his parents. What if he thinks she doesn't want to do that performance or is afraid of fucking it up, so I will say for the trouble of opening it and it will just appear?
Maybe, yeah, okay.
I know but now we're in the same position as the guy, where we're making wild inferences about what he should do based on no information that she has given him. So in a position where she's not communicating why she feels this way and he's on the hook with his parents about it, I don't think I can call him the jerk here.
But that's under the assumption that the parents would be mad at him. I think what he could have done instead of opening it is just to say, hey, she just has some type of anxiety about opening gifts or receiving gifts that just is a thing for her. She doesn't really talk about it. And, I know at some point she will open the gift. It's just going to take her longer to get there. And then that's where he leaves it, right? I think that was like the super, like...
What if the parents go like, oh, can you like explain that? And he goes, no.
That's fine. That's fine. Like, literally, that's fine. If
To be honest, also, that is an inference on his part. He doesn't know that. It's a different guess. It's a more empathetic guess, but it's still a guess.
Well, no, it's not a guess. We had a small get-together at our apartment, but my girlfriend feels uncomfortable opening gifts in front of people because of the pressure, and all of our friends know that. So he knows, it is known information that
she has a problem opening gifts in front of people. But, like, there's no people there.
Okay, I understand. But again, that's known, so
this
is a new thing.
She was able to do it for her friends the day of.
So she wasn't able to do it for her friends. Now she gets a nice gift from the parents, and clearly she feels some type of way about it. So this is where, as a partner, you either try to inquire about, like, why is this gift now suddenly spawning this new feeling, or you
to be clear, he is doing.
Correct. And then if you're not getting an answer, I think you just kind of back off, Like, if it is something that's really making your partner uncomfortable, why would you want to, like, stoke that even more? I think asking questions has the risk of stoking it, but you can still do that. I think the choice
because you're caught between a rock and a hard place.
Sure, but the choice of opening the gift for her is like, I don't know how you could see that as a solution. I can't empathize with the guy in that where it's just like, I just gotta open this fucking thing. Like, I don't know, dog. That seems like a breach of something that is clearly making her uncomfortable.
I think from his perspective, he knows she has a problem opening gifts. This gift is clearly a problem. He goes, well, in order to save face with my family, I'll just go ahead and open it for her. I know she's got an issue with that.
I can't get behind that. I'm sorry. It's
All
just
right.
like,
okay, let's do voting.
All right.
Decision time.
All right. When it comes to the horribly maligned, gift-destroying boyfriend, Jordan, do you think that he is the asshole?
It's pretty obvious where I land. I'm going to say yes. I do think that the girl is still also an asshole in this situation. 100%. I think she, by not acknowledging the gesture that is super nice, like getting a gift, regardless of what it is, even if you don't open it, you can still say thanks for the gift. So I do think she is an asshole in this situation, but I also think he is an asshole by breaching this act that is clearly making her very uncomfortable. It just feels to me like there's a lot of different ways this could have gone, and this, I don't know, I can't get behind just opening it for her. Yeah, that's where I land. I think he is an asshole.
And you know where I land. I feel like the guy is trying very hard to understand what the problem is. He's not getting an answer. He's now on the hook with his parents, who think his girlfriend, and probably by extension him, are being very rude by not appreciating this great gift that they got her. And to keep everybody happy, I think he went with the solution he thought would be a kindness and an act of empathy in getting through the opening process, which he knows is hard for her. So I feel like, though the guy clearly made the wrong decision, I can't call him an asshole. I think he's doing his best, which leaves us with the tiebreaker. Danny?
I feel like I'm grabbing both parents' shirts as I'm hanging in between a cliff. I think that there, like I said in the beginning, I think that the move to open the present is aggressive and probably not a fantastic move. I think it sucks in its own way, but the context of this post is that it was a present from his parents. It wasn't like a thing that she like owned yet. I think that she obviously has a problem with opening presents, but it's been so long. And I think that a lot of this would have been avoided if she had done anything different, communicated anything to him at any point, and actually spoke on the issues she's facing clearly with her partner. He has reached a sort of boiling point and is like, this is a gift from my parents. I want them off my back. Please, if it's just a physical thing, I'll open it. And he gets to that point, and it's less about the present now than it is just about, like, not respecting kind of the nice things that they're doing and his parents. So I will say that while he might be a bit of a jerk for opening it, I agree. I think and I've said it before, I don't think he's not as much of an asshole as this girl is making this entire thing a giant issue. I'm going to say he's not an asshole.
Well, I never get a 2-1.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. Now,
God.
I think that again, he
could have done better.
He definitely could have done better, but
yeah,
like
100%.
But he is pushed into this by this girl who just like refuses to say a dang word. Say something.
I think a lot of the reason this girl might be being the way she is because, it might be one of those things where, like, if you have a mental illness, sometimes you are confronted by a manifestation of it that you just kind of refuse to accept. You're like, I can't probe deeper on this because it would be a little too revealing. I've heard other people have this, of course. Not me. I'm normal.
No, not me.
But it might be even like some sort of defense mechanism for her.
Maybe.
And I do feel bad.
But wait.
But there is an update to this one.
Okay.
All right.
This comes from yesterday. I wasn't planning on updating, but there were some things in the comments that I want to address. Most importantly, my girlfriend and I are together. It did never cross my mind that she was avoiding the gift because she wants to break up with me. We've been together for 3 years. We're in a loving relationship. I fucked up here, but we're going to get through it. I was raised in a polite, always send a thank you card kind of way, but my parents were in no way bombarding us with texts or harassing her. We have a group chat, and they sent a follow-up every other day or so, wondering if she had opened it. They are nosy Midwestern parents, but we both know they're not coming from a place of negativity or blame in any way or trying to pressure her. They were just excited to have been able to provide this gift for her. They all have a great relationship. Yes, my girlfriend has expressed discomfort around opening gifts, but not in a way that indicated she doesn't like them or like receiving them. She said that she hates the pressure of reacting a certain way and thinks it can be awkward for other gift givers. Usually if someone gifts her something, she opens it as soon as she is in private. On her birthday, I left her gift by the bed and went to go get breakfast, and when I came back, she'd opened it and was happy with it. That's why I was confused as to why she hadn't opened the gift. As fucked as it sounds, I really did think I was helping by opening. Comments have helped me realize exactly where I went wrong, but I never had the intention of manipulating her or coercing her or controlling her. I just let my own desire to see her joy at the gift overshadow her true intention. When we returned home from work yesterday, we sat down to work it out. I started by apologizing for ruining the gift. She told me she had called my parents on her lunch break and thanked them. She had a feeling that they'd gotten her the bag because she'd been talking about it and was excited and anxious about the cost. She said by the time the package arrived, she had gotten her hopes up and felt guilty that she would be disappointed if she opened it and it wasn't the bag, and that her anxiety continued to build up as it sat there. She apologized to me for not being able to communicate that clearly beforehand. I do understand this, and I know that I jumped the gun a bit. We talked a little bit about neurodivergence. I appreciate everyone who talked about their experience with anxiety or autism or OCD. It's not the first time she has been told she has autistic or OCD tendencies, though at the moment she is still unsure if she wants to move forward with seeing if she should get a diagnosis. What the fuck? They talk to each other?
So I was right.
What? They talk to each other?
I was right.
No, you're not right. What are you talking about?
I'm being annoying.
Fuck you, bitch. He literally is like,
the guy was literally like,
about it.
Yeah, he's like, we had a good talk and it resolved everything, and you're like, that means he was the asshole. I knew it.
Yep, I knew it. That's right.
I
should have talked to her.
I knew it. She never talked to him, and then when she said sorry for not talking to you, it meant that I was right.
No, la 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 la. Classic Jordan W.
Me. La 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 la. I can't hear you. I'm right.
Shit. All right, you guys ready to pound through this third one?
Yeah, let's do it.
The council has spoken.
All right, this one is 5 years old, but we are
Fucking
looking at
hell.
it because it
Jesus.
recently made best of Redditor updates. All right, so
Yes.
this comes from Am I the Asshole from Mata187. Am I the asshole by not inviting a slow eater to dinner night out?
No.
All right, first off,
No.
I'm going to let you know, first and foremost, I am married to a slow eater, and I am
Same.
100.
Oh my God.
Well, the problem is I am now going to be biased on behalf of the slow eater. Over the past
for
couple of
fuck's
years,
sake.
my eyes have been opened as to how maligned slow eaters are in our country. They are an oppressed class, almost as bad as gamers. All right, here we go.
I love that.
So me, 35M.
Wait. Just before you start, I just love that Jordan was so happy he found a comrade and then immediately loses that comrade.
He's like, yeah, I hate my wife.
No, that's more of a joke for
okay.
Mariah. We have this problem all the time. All right, let's go.
Screwing around.
Yeah.
So me, 35M, and my wife, 37F, are making plans to go to dinner with some family friends. My wife is from Turkey, and sometimes going out to dinner in her country/culture runs a bit long. However, it's usually because people socialize during dinner, not because people eat slow. When I asked who is joining us, she listed off 3 couples. Couple A, Jones, B, Davidson, and 3, Mattis. Couple A and B I don't have an issue with and get along great with. Couple C, though, is the slowest eater I've ever met. Backstory. The first time we went out with the Mattis couple at a chain restaurant known for its pasta, Schmoliv Schmarden, I bet.
Schmoliv
She
Schmarden.
was slowly eating her salad. She ate each thing one at a time.
Oh, this is the
When the main
worst.
course was brought out, she wasn't done with her salad. Then when everyone else had finished eating the main course, she was not even a quarter into her meal, taking tiny little bites. Meanwhile, engaging in the conversation at the table with smiles and laughter, but everyone else ate and finished at a normal pace. Our plates were taken away and hers remained with most of the food untouched. She was offended when the check was brought out and the server asked, "Can I box it up for you?" In which she replied, "I'm still eating." Almost 30 minutes later of us sitting there, she only ate half her meal and said, "I'm full." Even at dinner parties, she eats slow. It's painful to watch her take little tiny bites on kebabs, even though she's engaging in whatever conversation is going on at the table. Even when coffee and dessert is brought out, she nibbles at her cake or fruit. So I told my wife no. I explained why, and she kind of agrees with me, but says it's almost a cultural thing. People take their time with family and friends at the dinner table in Turkey. However, I stood firm saying no because I don't want the dinner to be dragged out longer than it has to be. My wife is upset because she really likes Kelly's company and friendship. I ask if she has a medical or social condition where she has to eat slowly and take tiny bites. Her response is, not that I'm aware of. So again, I say no. This is the first time I downright do not want someone to join us for dinner. I like the husband, but I can't stand his wife eating so fucking slow. Am I the asshole for not inviting this couple because the wife is a painfully slow eater?
What a fucking dickhead. I'm sorry. Like, I know you expected me to, I even expected myself to be on the side of the guy who's like, God, these people eat so slow. But like, come the fuck on, bro. You're such a douche about it. Just get another glass of wine or something. Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
hard.
I'm sorry to be like this, but like I have adopted a slower eating process as a result of being married to a slow eater. It's rubbing off on me. And I have to say, the fix for it is like super easy. Like if you're eating slow, you just go like, sorry, I eat a bit slow, and then you get one additional drink. That's the fix for it. Like it's like
just
They talk about it like it's the end of the world that they had to stay 30 extra minutes at a restaurant where they're all having a conversation. Oh, God forbid you have to spend more time with your friends. Oh,
Like,
I might as
oh
well
my
kill
God.
myself now.
like, oh Jesus. 30 minutes? Ugh. Like, bro,
Ugh.
shut up.
I
Just
hate
order a
my
drink.
friends.
Oh my
And
God.
I hate to be like this. If one person is taking forever, you know what you could do? You could just get a little dessert, just a tiny dessert you pick at while they finish. There's like so many ways to resolve this. And the reason is because it's one of the fundamental disagreements in American civilization. It's something we've labbed out a million years ago. We had this fixed before racism. But for some reason, this guy just wants to be some sort of fucking Redditor about it. There's no
Yes.
other word for it.
It's literally like, it's such an internet thing to be mad about, right? Like, people who drink sparkling water. Like, oh, I'm mad at those people because I saw
Oh my
a
God,
meme
yes.
online about it. Like, it's
Yeah.
that kind of shit. It's
Like actually,
new age
water tastes
vegan
bad,
posting.
and you're like, shut up.
Yeah, it just, oh my God, bro, these people, like, oh my fucking God.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's like kid syndrome. You know what like
Yes.
children do? Children can't like sit still. So the adults kind of have to be like, and sorry to my ADHD crowd, I can't sit still, but I definitely enjoy time with my friends, and I don't mind if someone's gonna take longer. I'll just get a beer or like eat some dessert, like you guys mentioned. But this is like, what are you timing them? Like, just chill, man. Like,
Yeah.
enjoy your time. Who cares?
All right, I'm done with my food now. I'm bored. I'm gonna go play. Like,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, like,
and so
bro.
when you point that out,
Tommy said that I could use his Xbox when I'm done eating my vegetables. So can I go? I want to play Halo.
Jordan, you point out like this is like an online thing to get mad about, and it reminds me of like the people online who are like, "Oh, water's not yummy," and I'm like, "What are you, 4 years old? Drink water."
It's so great, man. People just find shit to be like, people will find shit to not only be mad about, but like make it a moral failing that somebody does X thing. And it's like completely banal. Like, oh, I eat kind of slow. Even if it wasn't a cultural thing, who fucking cares if it's a cultural thing? A person just eats slower than you. I wish I ate slower. When I get a fucking plate of food in front of me, like God forbid it's like a plate of Alfredo pasta, just fucking adult mac and cheese, and I shovel that shit down my throat like a goddamn boar, you know? Like, I wish I didn't eat like a pig. I wish, but I do. I love food, and I pile it down my gullet.
God.
But other people...
Food is so good.
Yes.
Food is amazing, but other people enjoy it at a slower pace, and it's like, I'm just jealous of you. I wish I could eat slow and still enjoy my meal, but if I've got food in front of me and my mouth is not full of food at every second, then I'm not enjoying the meal as much, and that's awful.
I just know this guy has the like brainworm of this is something super irrational that will make me mad no matter what.
Yes.
Right? Like there's so many millions of solutions, doesn't matter. Their brain is hyper focused on this person eating. And like they can't get their mind off of it.
They can't even focus on like talking to them or like getting to know more about them. You know what? Actually, he probably doesn't want to talk to her because he thinks that'll make her eat slower. Right? He thinks like, oh man, every moment I talk to her, that's her not eating.
I can't interrupt her. Every bite is a minute closer to me going back to Halo.
It's crazy. I can't imagine being like this. That's so fucking weird.
But wait.
Are you ready to hear the update?
God,
yes.
Do we want to vote before or
Should
after
we vote
the
or,
update?
yeah.
I think we actually need to vote after.
Oh
okay.
My God, okay.
What's the rush, Jordan? All right. Okay, so here we go. The update is, I asked my wife if she has a medical condition that forced her to eat slow, and she said no. This is where the update begins. I asked her husband, Bob, through text, and he said when they go out to eat with others, Kelly is focused on people in the conversation and that she doesn't eat. So at home, when they eat, he makes an effort not to talk or look at her, which forces her to eat at a normal pace.
Oh my
So
God.
then my wife asked if they've noticed Kelly eating slowly. The response was no, at least not until that point. Because of this, my wife made a plan for a group of 7 of us to go out to dinner, but told me to choose the place. It was mostly the other women involved. I asked if Kelly and her husband were coming. She said that they were. So the party is me, my wife, Kelly, Bob, and 3 other women. I pick an all-you-can-eat but cook-your-own-food Korean barbecue place. The catch is you only have a 2-hour time limit. I thought this would force her to eat at a normal pace. Nope. We were seated at 7:45. At the 2-hour mark, the waiters shut off our burners and brought the check. Kelly still had her first serving on her plate and told the waiter, I'm still eating. They kindly explained that we had hit our limit and that they needed the table. Kelly was obviously upset but couldn't do anything about it. After we pay, we go outside the restaurant. The ladies make some plans to get coffee or something. Then Kelly says, can we actually go somewhere where they serve food? I'm still hungry. My wife says, did you not eat enough in there? Kelly, no, I didn't have a chance to finish since our time was up. Bob, seriously, we had 2 hours. What were you doing? Kelly, it wasn't 2 hours. You are being unreasonable. Friend, no, it was 2 hours. The waiter told us we had 2 hours and they kept a timer. Did you not notice all the food we were cooking? Kelly, it couldn't have been 2 hours. There's no way. Their timer was off, and I saw the food, and it smelled so good. And Bob says, then why didn't you eat? I had 9 servings. And Kelly says, whatever, the point is, I'm hungry. Let's go somewhere where they serve food. The ladies looked a bit annoyed, but agreed to go somewhere where they could have coffee and Kelly could eat. Bob and I decided not to join them. Bob had to work the next day, and I wanted to catch a few night races, so I went home. At around 1:30 in the morning, my wife returned and told me what happened. They went to a Middle Eastern restaurant and the ladies ordered coffee and dessert while Kelly ordered a meal. At 12:30, the ladies were ready to call it a night and Kelly had not eaten her meal. Everybody began questioning Kelly and her eating habits. Being put on the spot and now overwhelmed, Kelly went outside to calm down. My wife followed her and tried to defuse the situation with Kelly, but she was being defensive. She tried to tell Kelly that it's not a big deal, but people are now just aware of it and concerned about her eating habits since I pointed it out and her husband confirmed it. It didn't help, and Kelly called her husband and went off on him. My wife took Kelly home, but they didn't talk. I think the damage has been done. Okay.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I'm on Kelly's side for the most part.
Right.
But 6 hours of eating and you can't get a plate down?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no,
Something's wrong here.
That's untenable, dude. That is not human. That's fucked up.
I'm glad they went to, I don't know if glad's the right word, but I appreciate that they went to KBBQ because that is 100% like they won't.
That's the choice.
Kick you out, man.
They will make you leave.
Because it's all you can eat. Like they gotta be strict, or else people will just stay all day, right? You just get free food, obviously. So it's obvious to everyone who goes. It's kind of an agreement. Like they tell you. So the fact that she denies it, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, that's
6 hours.
6.
Oh man, that's...
And wait, she wasn't done at the Mediterranean, or I'm sorry, Middle Eastern
she hadn't
place?
finished her meal at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my god! Just box
I'm
it
just
up.
okay. Wait a
Go
second. I'm just
home.
like, hold on. Wait. So what do you? How? When you're hungry, you eat. I don't understand.
Wrong.
My brain, it's not working.
Dude, that's the
Can we go
problem with
back?
this.
I gotta change my.
Yeah, I really do, because I'm like, I love food like a lot.
Yeah,
It's
but
really hard
that's
for
a
me to
little
relate
much.
to this. Like, listen, slow eating is completely fine. I get it, but like, you have to eat the food.
It's like you gotta go to a don't you want to go back to somebody's house and sit and chat? Like, I understand wanting to enjoy food out in public. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you eat a little bit slow because you talk, but she's just sitting there with a full plate of food and just not eating. Like, she just is like, I'm hungry, but I would rather talk and I don't want to eat and I'm hungry. It's like, no, wait, I don't get it. I don't get it. Never mind. This is my brain's broken. This is the first time where it's okay. We've seen a lot of fucking weirdos on posts for this, and it just yeah, I can't believe how somebody would do that. But my answer is okay, they're a weirdo. But this, I can't comprehend it. I just don't get. I don't get it. It doesn't.
No, it's like trying to put a square into a circle.
Yeah,
it's just I can't do it. I don't understand. Where's the square?
Biologically, physiologically wise, when you are hungry, you put food on the top of the priority list, right? Damn, I'm hungry, I gotta eat. But then you just don't eat. I don't understand.
I thought this post was gonna go somewhere else.
For sure.
I thought the original poster was gonna go crazy and was hounding everyone, and everyone doesn't get it, and he's like, I don't get it, and eventually just kind of accepts it, or it goes crazy, because that's why I thought they posted on TIFU and for the update, but he might have fucked up by poking this, but go ahead.
I kind of get it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I get it.
I wanted
I'm
to call
sorry, I get
him a
it.
dumb Redditor, but I mean, 6 hours? Now I kind of understand it. I'm sorry for judging you so harshly.
I'm sorry for being a man. Some things can't be forgiven.
I'm sorry for eating slow. I mean, do we want to vote on this one?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I have to.
Decision time.
All right. When it comes to the Redditor who just wants everyone to eat at a reasonable pace, is he the asshole? 3, 2, 1.
No.
I never thought I'd say that.
No.
My bad.
Wow.
Is this our first correction?
The council has spoken.
I was so ready to call this guy oh, come on, chillax.
Because he
I was on
does
board with,
write it
this
like an
guy's a huge
asshole, but
dick.
I guess I just didn't comprehend the scale of the thing.
Yeah,
It really was unthinkable.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
whoa.
our first context redo.
Context. We now exist in the context of which we all came from.
We're not going to get a better ending than that. Goodbye, everybody.
All right, bye, everybody.